Straight from the heart, yeah. We all looking for a connection, something real, something true. In a world full of broken promises, I still believe in you. Every problem, every answer, got a face, got a name.
Hello, everybody, and it is Sunday night. Welcome to March 1st. Y'all know I get excited in March. It's the first of my birthday month. And please forgive me. I know the set looks a little different. That's because it's under rehab right now. It's under rehab right now. So I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I share it to my personal page. That's where my biggest audience is. And they'll be concerned because I only see it on my business page. Is it on there? There it is. Hey, everybody. So anyway, welcome to Sunday night, you guys. I am stoked. I'm so thrilled that we're here again. Like I said, it is all the way March 1st. Can you believe this is like the third month in the year already? It just don't seem right. But we're going to get this popping, you guys. Tonight's subject is sure to be exciting. And I have none other than my brother, my newly met brother, Mr. Scott Sloan, that is going to be co-hosting this with me tonight. And when I invite him on, like right now, he should be popping up shortly. I'll get a chance to introduce him. There he is.
What's good?
You guys, this gentleman is a ball of energy. I'm telling you, I thought I was all over the place, right? So
I'm a little sleepy right now. I'm a little sleepy.
I told him you were coming, Scott.
Hey, get ready, and get ready.
They're not ready. I'm telling you right now.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
They're not ready. So you guys, if you're ready, pop on, please, and let us know you're ready for this conversation tonight. Can you hear me really well, Scott? There's Lonsine. Hey, Lonsine. I call her one of my diamonds. She does not miss a show. That is my sister. There's Mary, the other diamond in the house. Yes. And can you hear me well?
I can hear you perfectly.
Mary said the way you came in, you need your own show.
Oh,
you know this wasn't his show? I'm gonna tell you right now, wherever he goes, it's his show. Okay.
See.
I'm gonna tell on you. I'm gonna tell on you. So well, I met Scott, and I did not know how much we had in common. So Angee and I, we were in Atlanta this past weekend that's been a whole weekend ago, a week.
I know, right? It seemed like yesterday.
Yes, it did. We were there for a AI conference. It was incredible. Trust me when I say I didn't know nerds could party so hard. I'm just telling you. He had a blast. I'm saying party because the energy was contagious, infectious, all of those wonderful things. Just a bunch of positive people just having conversation and excited about the future of AI and just helping and supporting each other. First of all, our community, the group that we're part of, is incredible. It's incredible. Oh my goodness. So anyway, Angee and I walk into the room, right? And look, he has to laugh, looking for a place to sit, right? And so it was this big L-shaped area. I think if the club normally was open, it was closed, it was a private event. I think that probably would have been the area where people would have had to pay a lot of money to sit. So anyway, we went in, and it was only two guys sitting there. So Angee and I were like, can we sit over here? I think Scott said no. I think he said no.
See.
He's like, there's no room for y'all. And it was like big old.
No. I said, only if you bring a smile.
But we
If you're
busted
not
out
feeling
laughing.
it, no, you cannot sit here. No.
Yeah, exactly. But we busted out laughing when you said it. So we became instant friends, and we were chat boxes all night. Me, him, and Angee just talking about where we want to go with this thing, how many people we want to help, life in general. Angee said too funny.
Yeah.
So we began instantly, and I think you sat down and instantly knew who you're from. Angee's best friend's hometown.
Right. Right.
How crazy is that?
And she says, "Oh, you're from there? I know Gary." And I challenged her. I said, "I bet you I know who she is." And she said, "You might, but I don't think so." And she said, "You know any towns?" I said, "Gina," and yeah.
She's like, "What?" We were laughing like, "What?" I'm not surprised. You don't seem like the person who would meet strangers. You would get to know people. And like
I go to bar mitzvahs by myself. I don't care. I go anywhere people are.
I believe that. I really do. Because when we walked in the room, we were talking, laughing, having a good time. And I'm sure people thought we all came together. Yeah. They probably thought, okay, they all came together. And I think we pretty much kind of stuck together through the whole conference. So that was a blessing. But anyway, I don't think until the last day did I figure out how much we had in common. Motivational speakers, being in the ministry, being in AI, in our I wouldn't say, well, in the last season or fourth quarter of life, discovering love and relationships and not giving up, especially in this world where so many people have given up. I mean, so many people have given up about love, about relationships, and all of that. So I asked a question, and it was like, bam, we were just going back and forth. We were laughing because we had similar stories, and we connected on, I always tell my audience, I love love. And there is nothing like it when two people are working together.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
Absolutely.
So we had a question. Do you believe in twin flames? Or what is another name for twin flames?
Soulmates. Well, that was the question.
Do you believe in soulmates? And how do you know if it's a twin flame or if you're just on fire or you're just filled with desire? I'm trying to figure out a nice way to say it.
Hey, look. Let's just clear away all this whatever. So just get right down to brass tacks. And we're going to call stuff what stuff looks like and what stuff is.
I mean, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready for this conversation. I've been looking for it all week.
What was funny, you said, I'm going to have you on my show. I'm like, oh, good. I'm like, yeah, right. And so when you call and say, we've got to.
You didn't believe me?
Well, people make so many promises. And, we're going to stay connected. And, And so much for that. But no, I appreciate the integrity of the offer, and I appreciate the follow through. So, but the conversation, and for me, when you ask me about it, I have no problem telling it. It's like
same thing to you. Kudos to you, because a lot of people will have this conversation off of here, right?
Sure.
And then I'll say, let's come on my show. Let's talk about it because it's a good conversation. And they chicken out.
Well, I told you, I ain't scared.
I know that. I think the whole audience knows you're not scared. Right?
Lanzine, I ain't scared.
Right. Lanzine and Mary, we got a live one here. But Scott, I want them to know, when you and I connected, I asked you a question. Okay. Because a lot of times when we're in the AI space, and if we're married and we're not with our spouse, I want to know, is your spouse involved in it? And so that's how the subject opened up, right?
Sure.
So long story short, you guys, the reason Scott and I connected so strongly on this particular subject is because we all know, if y'all know what I'm talking about, put a 1 in there, or amen or something. It is not easy, especially if you have a relationship that didn't work out, to find someone that you trust again and that you're willing to become vulnerable with and expose your heart. Because, you know, a lot of people shut down when it didn't work out and they don't want to trust anybody else in that space again.
Sure,
and so
sure.
let's talk about that, how it is. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. How it is to put it all on the line. And was that even a concern for you to trust somebody in that space again?
Zero concern. You know,
Why?
because well, and I'll tell you why. The thing that I know is, you know, a closed hand can't receive anything.
Right.
You know, so if you reach out and you got burned and you snatch it back, you know, that's okay. That's a reflex. But going forward, if you want anything else, you're going to have to open up your hand again. And it's the same way with your heart. Whatever happened to it, and let me kind of take a back step into that. You know, when you've been in a scenario where you weren't getting what you thought you were supposed to get or thought you were supposed to experience,
right?
For doggone sure, if you've learned the lesson properly, you certainly know what you do want. So having said that, no, I mean, it's a new experience. First time I rode a bike, I fell down, got scrapped up, but you know, I graduated to riding a motorcycle. So it's all a matter of accepting, you know, it's just a matter of accepting, you know, what's out there only comes when you're open to receive it. There's no other way around it. There's just no other way.
So while we're on this subject of trying again, because I'll tell people, like, you may have a bad experience at Walmart or at your favorite restaurant. That don't mean you stop going.
Yeah, it's true.
So before we get into your story, and, you know, they know mine, but I'm always willing to share it. Mm-hmm. Before we get into that, answer me this, because I know how women feel sometimes. They'll label men all the same way. I had this bad experience. He cheated on me. All men are dogs. Or I can't get anybody. Hey, Kim, I can't get anybody to commit. And, you know, all the guys want to know is how much you bring to the table. They're so concerned about what they're going to be giving up. So they hold back and they wait for you to make the first move. So, and that's what I said. I, as a woman of particular age, and I don't even know if it's my age, I think it is my upbringing. I'm not chasing nobody. As a woman, I am not. If you don't have enough guts to come to me and have a conversation, we probably won't talk. I mean, you know, in a dating situation.
No. I get it. So here's my take on that. First, let me set the table. All men are dogs and all women ain't hoes. I mean, period. So let's just start there. And once I had a friend of mine, one of my many mothers who adopted me, and she said, baby, you get what you look for. You will get what you look for. If you expect to find every woman to be a hoe, that's what you're going to continue to run into.
Because your mind is looking for it and looking for clues for it, right?
Yeah. And you will find it. I guarantee you can find the most trustworthy, honest, integrous woman on the planet. She can read everything from Psalm 31:1 to Psalm 31:30, and you'll still find something wrong.
Yes.
For me, it was simply a matter of, okay, that didn't work. But more importantly, the lesson I had to learn was more about me than what somebody else did or didn't do. What did I contribute to that relationship not working? What did I take away from it that I should have put in? What did I not put? You know, those type of things. And it's a lesson learned.
Personal accountability.
And you know what they say, you know, you're going to keep getting a lesson until you pass the test.
Right.
So it was never a matter of, I knew I wasn't built to be alone. That's for doggone sure. So
I don't think none of us are built to be alone. I think it's fear and intimidation that causes us to rather be alone than to risk. That's just my opinion. And Kim says she's too tired to chase somebody. She's too tired. And Lonzie said once bitten, twice shy.
Let me talk about that piece for a minute.
Okay.
I mean, any man who's going to be a man, no. It said, blessed is the man who finds, not who is found by, who is discovered by. No, he finds you. You have to be the pursuer. Anatomically, that's how we made. You know, that's just how we're built. we are supposed to be. Now, if a woman, let's not get it twisted. If a woman shows a particular way to express interest, yeah,
Right.
that's cool. But
because
she should not,
yeah.
yeah, but she should not be the one to make a decision to take the relationship, or at least the opportunity to create a relationship for her. No, that's on the man, 100%.
Okay. So with that being said, I'm fixing to get into the real,
Let's go.
real conversation. So you've been married before. I've been married before, and I have people come to me and they're appalled. Like, you've been married more than once. You mean to tell me you're going to get married again? Because I'm engaged, right?
Yeah.
You would get married again? And I would be like, why not? I wasn't put here to do life alone. And sometimes, now this is a woman talking. Sometimes we make choices and decisions with the best information we have. I personally don't think I should have to live with a bad decision all my life, especially when it is tearing me up.
Yeah.
And we both realize it's a bad decision, and grown people say, okay,
sure,
let me figure out something else. So with that being said, what made you think about, because I know your story, I'm trying to get to it. What made you even think about asking your current wife to marry you? Because you were divorced.
Yeah, I was. And so there was some prior history, like 35 years ago history. And once we get into the story, all of that will kind of make sense. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. I knew what I wanted. Mm-hmm. I knew who I was. And those are two things that have to go together. You got to know that you're built for a monogamous long-term relationship. You got to know what you want. You have to. I said this to you. You can't have what you can't see. You can't have it. Yeah. So I knew what I wanted, and I knew who I wanted. And it was funny because as I looked around, there were probably opportunities, but I didn't see them. Yeah, and I don't mean bad opportunities. I ain't
mad. You know what you want. There is no substitute when you know what you want. Go for it.
I did not want to get into the dating game again. Point blank. Period. Like, I don't know how this works. I don't know how I engage in what I'm seeing today. So,
Lord, my heart goes out. Yes.
But I wasn't worried about, for a brief moment in time, I'm like, Lord, am I going to ride the rest of this time on the planet out by myself? That wasn't the goal of mine.
No.
But, who do I look for? Who do I trust? Where do I go next? So, can I get into it?
Leo said, knowing what you want is key. Thank you, Leo. It really is.
Oh, that's my guy there. That's my guy.
Thank you, Leo. Know yourself and what you want. Because if you don't, you're going to get out there and jack something else up. But anyway, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not a chef going to fix somebody's car. I'm not an AI strategist looking to do brain surgery. No, I know what I'm built for, and I know what I'm looking for.
Right.
So having said that, as it turned out, there was an event coming up at Purdue. I'm a Purdue graduate. And, a friend of mine said, hey, look, I know you're going to support me. The organization's having an event. I said, sure, I love coming back to Purdue. And I said, by the way, is Linda Thomas going to be there? And she's like, well, yeah. Well, her name was, I don't care what her name was. All I knew is her name was supposed to be Linda Sloan, period. So I said, the moment I knew that she was going to be at this event, I said point blank, Lord, if she's not married, that's my wife.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I knew, and what was crazy about it is all of this expectation and all of this confidence I had about it was riding off of something that had taken place 3 decades plus prior.
Yeah.
But that we'll get into that later. So fast forward, and it still writes like a movie. I believe this needs to be a script or something, because I made that declaration. I went to the event.
You
And
put
I
it
go
in there.
around at Purdue. I go down to the event at Purdue. Now, keep in mind, had not spoken with Linda in 35 plus years.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
At all. So I go down there and I see a lot of my fraternity brothers. I run into a lot of folks, but I've run into one of her line sisters. Again, I have not seen her. She graduated 2 years after me at Purdue. I had not spoke with her, maybe a Facebook post here, there, whatever.
Yeah.
And the first words out of her mouth, "Hey, Scott, are you looking for Linda?"
So everybody knew you was looking for Linda. Y'all must have been a hot couple back in the day.
Well, I mean, no, we were, but nobody knew it. Neither one of us were very as outgoing as I appear to be. I'm not a very public person.
Yeah.
And it's what I told you. I'm 100% authentic. I'm 0% transparent. And by that, I mean this. Transparent means telling you all business that you probably shouldn't be privy to, because I guarantee you, as soon as the conversation's over, girl, did you know there's so-and-so, so-and-so? Mm-mm. But authentic, no, I'll be 100% authentic. Anyway, back to the story. So I said, as a matter of fact, I am. Yeah. She said, oh, let me call on the phone. Oh, dang, I'm out of cell phone juice. And another Delta behind her says, oh, why don't you come charge your phone up in my car? Now, I'm sitting here like, what?
They're trying to make you connect. They're trying to make sure you get connected.
Well, once you make a decision, and all of this for me is biblical.
Yeah, and it comes together. That's what anything. Y'all hear
that? Can override it when you have confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
So she charged her phone up. Hey, you'll never believe who I'm talking to. Linda has no clue I'm going to be there. She hadn't seen me, hadn't talked to me, knew nothing about me. So she's like, oh, well, Scott's looking for you. Oh, well, what? So you're getting some socks? Oh, for your grandchildren? And I'm like, grandma Linda? That ain't cool. I'm just keeping it real. Anyway, she comes looking like the day that I left her, that we left each other. Because Linda graduated from Purdue before me. We were dating when she graduated, and we just lost connection. I tell people she left me for another man. She did. Walt Disney was the man, but that's who she left me for.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, so she comes. I'm like, so me, I'm cool with mine. Hey, girl, who knows when the next time is we're going to take a picture together? Let's get a picture. No. Use my phone. Take the picture. I'm like, hey, check this out. Let me get your number so I can text it to you.
Because you had the phone already.
Hey. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, but again, I knew what I had spoken. And, I'm looking for rings and tan lines, and I see neither. I'm like, so far, so good. Let's go. Fast forward, she goes out to dinner with some of her sorority sisters, and I'm feeling so. I'm like, girl, hey, it's me. Remember, I'm that dude. I'm back. Because again, I obviously had machinations and imaginations in my mind that she had no clue about.
Right.
Anyway, we go to a party, and at the end of the party, we get yanked in different directions. So one of her line sisters said, hold on. We're not getting to leave. We need to make a love connection. I don't see no ring on your finger, and I don't see no ring on your finger. So what we going to do? I'm like, I agree.
Y'all make a note about this, not seeing a ring on a finger, because a lot of men are like,
I don't wear a ring or tan line,
or I don't wear this. I don't need to wear a ring. Make a note about that.
Oh, don't even get me started on these guys that talk.
No, we're going to get started on these guys that don't wear a ring.
Well, then we can get started on these guys. If your finger too fat, get another ring. I don't care.
Angee asked you a question, Scott. She said, do you think a man knows as soon as he sees her that she is his wife?
It depends. Okay. It depends. I won't say every time automatic. No, not at all. Not at all. Do I believe in love at first sight? I believe it can exist. Yeah. But I don't believe it's frequent. No, not by any means.
No. Well, I think another question that a lot of people ask is when you want to marry that person or you want that person to be your wife, that. You may not know, oh, it was love at first sight, but once you do know them and have a relationship with them, you're like, this is definitely the one. I
Yeah.
think men know that, or they know the opposite, but they may not just make that decision. They may know this is not the right one, it's the right now girl. It's not the right girl, it's the right now girl.
It's two sides to that equation because, and again, I hope we get a chance to come back to this whole commitment,
We
avoid
are
all that business.
definitely.
But you know, it's crazy out there. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You just don't know. But again, you got to be willing to
Women
take
say
the
the
chance.
same thing you're saying, Scott. Women say the same thing that you're saying, and you're saying men feel the same way. I just heard one of the brothers from our men's show say, dating out here is garbage, and I hate that they feel that way because they're still good men and they're still good women that desire that love connection, but everybody is like they're at, I don't know, sex wars against each other. The brothers are telling the other guys, hold out, you ain't got to get married, it's 5 girls to 1, you can take your time, play around, do whatever you want to do. And then the sisters are like, they're all playing games, so you might as well get what you can get out of them because they all playing games. So all of them are hearing and believing all of this negative stuff, and then they're trying to come together and create something positive. That's why it's so hard.
Well, so
I'll say.
I'll give you an AI example. When we're creating AI tools for clients, we have something called guardrails. In other words, we have things that say, if what we are doing fits within these guardrails, great. If they go outside the boundaries, red flags to be aware of. Well, relationships are no different. Know what you're looking for. I knew exactly what and who I was looking for. And then if something goes outside of that, did anything in your first marriage prepare you for? I see you, Pastor Pete.
Yes.
Let me tell you this.
Let me answer that. Yes.
1,000%.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. I was minister at my church, and, I had a chance to minister and to counsel a lot of couples. Yeah. And it happened time and time again where the woman would come to me and say this exact phrase. I'm like, do y'all have a playbook? He wasn't as bad as I thought he was, and I wasn't as good as I thought I was. So to that point, I don't blame my first wife for anything. I take full accountability for what I did and what I didn't do. And there were some things that I just didn't know. There was these grand expectations because we don't come here with a playbook. My parents didn't have a perfect marriage, so to use them as a guideline, so 1,000%, Pastor Pete, yes. Knowing my first marriage 100% prepared me for how to be the husband that I am today. 100%.
So I'm going to ask this question. Is that in a positive way or negative way? Because when I first got divorced the second time, my thought was...
When I first got divorced the second time, that's funny.
My thought was this. I did not know what I wanted, but I knew what I didn't want.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want that again. I don't want somebody I cannot really express my feelings and be who I am. Because a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, make your comments or whatever. And again, like and share this because somebody needs to hear this. I promise you they do. So like it and then hit the little arrow to share on your page as well if you're watching on mine. And go to YouTube and do it. But what happens, Scott, a lot of times we have some horrible experiences. I mean, not all of them are bad, but we have some horrible experience that alters who we are in that relationship. And so when we get clear of that and we show up in the other one, it is so important for us to be able to be ourselves and be appreciated by that person. So at that point, it's like, I can figure out anything because I'm free to be who I am. I'm free to be me.
You said something. And that door swings both ways.
It does.
One, being in a relationship where you are free to be who you are, but more importantly, allowing that person to be who they are.
Yes.
If you go in with a laundry list of all the things they need to change, they're not the one for you.
Yes. And I tell you, both times I had the same experience. loved the person they met, this outgoing person that talks to everybody, never meets a stranger.
Sure.
The moment you get married, it's grab the hand and pull you right here and be like, stay right here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And it's like, oh my God, you don't even know who to be anymore because you cannot be you.
Sure.
That is such an awkward and awful feeling that I may not have been able to say, okay, I want this, this, and this in a person. But what I did know is I needed to be me.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to show up in my authentic self and be who I am and be appreciated for that.
And I'm looking at Angee's comment. It's best to surround yourself with people holding you accountable to be the best spouse you should be. Well, and I do believe that bad company corrupts good character. Absolutely. So if you women, oh God, I see this. Well, no, that door swings both ways. Women and guys, I'm going to hang out with the fellas. I'm going to hang out with the girls. And your spouse is at the crib. It's like, well, where are their people at? Oh, well, they wrecked their relationship, this, that, the other way. No, you need people who are like-minded about building. But, and I got to say this, and I told you this, you know, people say, oh, well, you finally met your better half. I'm like, no. See what you mean? I said, I met my better whole. I don't want half or nothing. You know, so I believe in synergy.
But that's cool that she gets to show up 100. Yeah, she gets to show up 100. And I say, y'all, 50-50 relationships don't work. You better show up 100% of who you are, and they show up 100% of who they are. That is why that is synergized and energized when they come. Sure. And that's the only way. So with that being said, when you decided, I really want to get this part out, Scott. When you decided that you wanted to marry Linda and you put a ring on it, Mary said, yes, it's important to let the other person be who they are. Yes. So when you decided to show up and put a ring on it, what was the next step? Because when you told me what you did, that kind of blew me away.
So let's back into it. Before I made that, so let's be clear, folks. Let's be clear. The moment it was confirmed that she was not married, I'm like, yep, that's my wife. She didn't even know it yet. So 2 weeks later, 2 weeks, not a month, not 2 years, not 2 months, I sent her a text. It had all my bank accounts and how much money I had in them. It had my social security number in case you wanted to do a background check, and my credit scores. And she sent it. I sent it to her. She's like, what is on? Now, let me be straight with you. It made her a little nervous because I was at marrying her before she got there. So let's be clear. Yeah. Because she had been married before. She's like, I don't even know how I feel about getting married again.
Right.
So she wasn't there yet. So at this point, you know, I said, she's like, what's this? I said, well, I do a lot of couples counseling, and our marriage ministry says that as we're going through these conversations, there should be no money secrets between you going in, so you know exactly what the platform, what the table looks like going in.
You're gonna start some trouble right now. I'm just telling you.
Well, and I'm kind of answering Angie's questions ahead of the game because I didn't want there to be any secrets. I wanted her to know I didn't have anything to hide. Okay. I didn't have, I was doing okay for myself, but I didn't have anything to hide. And I know for a fact where there tend to be money issues, there tend to be marriage issues. And it's usually not even about the money, it's about the conversation, the honesty, and the trust around it. But Absolutely. That's why I sent it to her. So fast forward, she's going and she's over one of my friend's house getting her hair done. I said, you know what? Let's go buy a ring. She said, okay. So we get up and we go looking. Now, this is for the brothers who can kind of relate. She said, oh, I don't want much. I only want to spend this amount. And I'm like, she wanted to spend this. I was willing to spend this. I'm like, cool. I'm going to go get me like a jet ski or something. Like, sure, I'm good.
Most brothers can't identify with that.
Yeah, I know. But when we walked in, I said, you can get any ring that you decide that you want. And she's looking at me like, are you serious? I said, we here. I didn't tell you we were going ring shopping. I tell you we were going ring buying. And, she had been another, married before. She never really had a real ring. So I'm like, no, that's not going to be on my tag. That's not going to be on my name. You find what you want. Well, she found what she wanted, and I said, cool. She said, so I can get this. I said, absolutely. She got it. But to your question, she was already my wife the day that I found out that she was going to be at Purdue, and confirmed the day that I knew she wasn't married. So she came back later and said, well, what if I was engaged? I'm like, oh, dude would have had to hit the road.
Right, because she wasn't. Now that is another conversation you and I had. Because there are some men that will put a ring on the finger, but they still hesitate to get married. And that is the step for them. That's enough for them. But what you said is, if you engage, he ain't married you yet, you're still open to me. You're still open because you're not married. So I'm going to need you men and women to put some comments out there about that. Because when you said that, I was like, you're right. People are uncomfortable with saying, I am not married. When they're engaged, they're not married yet, they are engaged. So and that makes a difference. And when they're married, there should be evidence of it, because it does matter to some people. Like if you're married, why are you trying to talk to me? That's insulting for me, and vice versa. So, and the only way most people know you're married is they look first, like you said, you looked at her ring and you look to see if there was a tan line there in case she pulled it off. It does still matter when people step to you if you're married or not, to some people.
You know what? But there's something else that I found out, I discovered years prior. Couple friends of mine, they were married, and her husband was military. Mm-hmm. And he did 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan. And I'm watching this woman. She's an attractive woman, but nobody approached her. I'm like, I mean, they knew she was married, but the guy who decides he want to try his game, gonna try his game. But I discovered that it's a character. Yeah. It's a I don't want to say, or I don't know what the word is.
It's the way you carry yourself.
It's the way you carry yourself. That says, I'm courteous, I'm respectful, I'm friendly enough, but not more so. But more importantly, I'm not available to you.
Right.
So as I saw that, I said, well, if that applies to women, hey, engagement this. No, she wasn't engaged. I'm saying an engagement would not have stopped me, because I knew what my declaration was, Angee. Right. And I wouldn't have thought twice about it. Would not have thought twice about it. But I said to her, because we were dating and she was living in one area, I was living in another, I said, look, you were never going to come in my space and see people off to the side whispering and pointing fingers and kind of looking surreptitious about it, because that's the way I live my life, and it will be in such a way where you will be able to walk anywhere I'm going, go anywhere I'm going, and you will never have to.
You ain't got to cover your tracks and hide nothing, because you guys live in, that was another thing that we connected on, because my fiance is in another city and I'm in another city, and there's an amount of trust you have to have. You and your wife right now don't live in the same city.
Correct.
And that's what you're saying. If she comes there, you don't have nothing to hide. She can go anywhere you've been, and ain't nobody gonna be whispering like, I thought he wasn't married. Nobody gonna be doing that.
Because, I'll do you one better. And it's what I told you. I'm like, hey, look, here give me your phone, because I bought a new phone. Says, look, what you doing? I said, well, you need to have the thumbprint for my phone. She's like, what you mean? Well, just give me the password. I said, the password can change, but your thumbprint can't change. So, no, you got access to everything I have. There are no secrets. There are no boundaries.
Dang.
Yeah. And the same with her. I know I got passwords to all that stuff, but no. And I'm like, look it up. If you forget it, well, go put it somewhere where you don't forget. But your thumb ain't changed. Go ahead. You have access to everything that I have.
Yeah, so, they're in different things because of work. Yes,
we are in 2 different. So let's go to that for a moment. So we get married. And funny, this show is quite timely because our anniversary is this coming Saturday. So, thank you. We got married, and what happened? She moved up here. She brought the dog, this big old 90-pound Labrador Retriever Pit Bull mix, and we lived together. And it was for 2 years, and she worked for Sprint at the time. Well, Sprint and T-Mobile merged. So when they merged, they said, "Hey, look." Thank you, Mary. Mwah. Appreciate that. So when they merged, they said, hey, we want all of our frontline people back in the office. So she had to move. However, my goal and ambition now, I work for a church and I've been there 23 years, working 27 total. And now my goal is, get business up and running, identify things so that the goal is, hey, we're in the same roof, we're living under the same roof. I come to Gary, serve my clients, and then, see everybody I need to see in a week, and then go back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't late. You right on time. Just stay hooked in and don't just jump in and pay attention. That's all I got to say. But yes, Mary, that's why we live in.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's Karen. So you didn't, Karen, you can go back and watch this. We're right now talking about once you make that commitment and you know that that's the woman that you want. It's no games, nothing to hide. We're going to be transparent. Here's my access to my phone. This is how much money I make. This is what my credit scores is. You could check. You want to do a background check, make sure I'm not a criminal. Here is all the information you need to know who I am. On the flip side, were you demanding that from her?
No, I didn't ask her for anything.
Why not?
I didn't ask her for a single thing. But what was funny was that it was like the span of 35 years just collapsed on itself. And where we were over 30 some odd years ago, after she got through is this guy legit? As well, she should have. But after she said, okay, he's who I thought he was. He's still that same guy. He's everything I wanted to be. Yeah, okay, we're on a level playing field now. So we're good. So it's like time just collapsed on itself and we jumped right back in where we left off.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You guys, we're also on Dope Jams Radio, so you can head over to Dope Jams Radio online, especially if you have to move around and you can't see us or whatever, you can hear it very clearly from there. So what I love is, as the man and the one who taking control of this relationship, you gave her what she needed to feel secure. I'm sure she was blown away and respected by that, because I guarantee you nobody else had ever done that for her or to her.
Ooh, I don't want to interrupt you. Well, I got the question, so keep going. Because
Mary just asked. Yes, Mary just asked.
So, can I address that?
Mm-hmm.
That Mary said I should have my own show. When I have my own show, we're gonna run it different. But no. So, do you think married people can be in different rooms in the house where they sleep? No. I mean, I know it happens.
Yeah.
But there's a disconnect. There's a major disconnect. And a trust was clearly broken, period. And if you don't identify with it, so let's go back for a minute, because we're talking about male-female relationships. And my wife and I, we just got married, and we were talking. And yeah, you're right, Angee, and I'm gonna get to that. We were talking.
I would not want that for sure.
And then immediately she shut down. Excuse me. And I'm like, whoa. I mean, there's a big shift in the room. What just happened? Now, and you and I talked about this, Pat. I could have been like, or maybe it was Angee, I don't know, like, well, it should be all right, you know.
Yeah, I don't know
what our problem is.
How you respond to noticing that she shut down.
Yeah, because part of what I do for a living, I deal with DISC and communication guidelines and barriers and how people connect. And I'm like, this ain't good. And I'm a firm believer. Somebody told me the biblical reference and the biblical resonance behind the scripture that says never go to bed angry. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, look, flip the lights on. So what just happened? I have no idea what I said, but obviously it was a trigger for you. So I need you to help me so I understand where you at. Saying all that to say the trust had to be established. The trust had to be broken so that, you know, whatever your trigger is, whatever your thing is, I know it. So when I know it, I don't violate it. I don't cross that boundary. I don't cross that barrier. No, husband and wives, there's a disconnect. Unless only time me and my wife did that outside of living in two different states, she got COVID. oh my God. That was a whole nother story. But other than that, no, there's a major trust broken. I know people do it. I know they do it all the
talking
time.
about biblically, that is definitely a command that says don't do that either. Don't abstain from coming together lest the enemy get a strong foothold.
Yeah, that's exactly what it says.
Yes.
So no, you are setting yourself up for boundaries, because then guess what happens? You get comfortable. Well, let me go reach out and see what's on my phone. Let me go do this and do that. And each person becomes comfortable in doing that.
Comfortable finding entertainment, conversation, company
100%,
elsewhere.
100%.
That is the beginning. How do you feel about intimate conversations? Like some people feel as though men and women can't have friends of the opposite sex because of fear of the conversations and stuff that might happen.
It's, you know what? It's a decision. It's a decision.
It's a trust factor. It's a trust factor.
I mean, it is, but let's keep it real. It's a decision. So it goes to identity. You and I talked about this as well. A major portion of it.
Y'all hear him say, you and I talked about this as well. When I tell you we was like this, because
it comes down to identity. Are you married or are you not? If you are an honest, trustworthy human being, trustworthy person, husband, spouse, whatever you want to call yourself, you're not going to do it. It's just that simple. So here's the thing. The greater majority of people that I know and come in communication with are women. But again, here's the thing. My wife got the password to my phone. What am I, unless I'm going to go back and delete everything. Oh, that's too much trouble.
Scott, and the cool part is, like I tell people, that's my brother. I found him instantly, but we were fast friends. So you can say friend and friendly and brother when you have two people who respect each other in business, respect each other in relational space, boundaries, all of that. You can have that. But I think the problem occurs because I'm one of those people who argue about that. I have male friends that are like brothers to me, and some of them are closer to me than some sisters are. But at the same time, I don't think that I should be running to them to have long, intimate conversations in the middle of the night when I have a spouse in the house. So
not in the middle of the day. No.
Right. If I need somebody to talk to, I'm in trouble if I can't do that with the spouse or the person I've chosen to spend my life with. And he's in trouble if he can't do that with me, but he finds it easier to do it with another female. We're already in trouble, because that is in my years of counseling or talking to couples who didn't make it or who were in trouble. That was the beginning of the affair. The conversation happened, the intimacy happened in conversation before it even happened in a physical connection. So that is the danger of having someone that you can talk to that is not your spouse and it's of the opposite sex.
You better believe it, because all kind of doors get open. All kind of doors get open.
And what I have agreed to and what I have spoken to, I still believe, even if Todd might say, hey, now we have equal authority to have conversations and make decisions or whatever. I still believe in allowing a certain amount of leadership in my home. I'm comfortable with that from the male. So my thing is, and this might be stuff that I have to get out too. My mother grew up teaching us. She said a lot of times men are uncomfortable with you doing things that they would do. So she taught my dad early. She said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you feel it's okay to do this, then I'm going to feel it's okay to do it. And we're going to both do it. Either we're going to both do it or we're not going to do it. So that kept him from doing some things that he knew good and well he didn't want her doing. It put him in check with relational type situations too. So how do you feel about that?
So, and again, I mean, there's just some things that never come up. I don't, my wife has friends, and I'm not, who is that? Who you? I trust him. I mean, dang on it.
You got to. I'm telling you.
So I don't have to have those kind of questions. She can ask me whatever she wants. And does that automatically mean I'm going to flip the script? And what about you? And show me your phone. Oh, that's if you got to do all that, you need to be by yourself. Yeah. It's too much work. Now, let me be clear. There are boundaries. There must be boundaries. Mm-hmm. And respect must be there. So to the degree, I'll give you one clear example. A whole lot of people who, let's say they're not clients, but people I know, a whole lot of women can't be calling me. My wife needs to know everybody I'm talking to. She just need to know. So that, and guess what? She can answer the phone. If she wants to answer my phone, that's her prerogative. I don't hold that back from her. But a whole bunch of women that my wife never heard me mention their name or what my relationship is with them. No. Not acceptable. Not acceptable at all.
But to me, that's a mutual respect, because you would feel disrespected if all of a sudden she's talking to Ted and you've never heard Ted's name and she's over there laughing and giggling and going on and excuse me while I leave the room. It's like,
no, go that. Oh,
no. Yeah. And I'm telling you stuff that happens, right? I'm telling you stuff that happens, and it's disproportionately on the male side. But I don't believe that same energy would be acceptable if it were a female, because I do know that men love respect. They love respect, just like women love security. So I'm sitting here clocking all the things you did to secure your wife. You showed her how much you made, that you could take care of her if you needed to. You showed her this, and this, and you trusted her with that. You trusted her with your phone. Some people will run over and kick something down to make sure their spouse or their girlfriend does not get their phone. Yeah. They're not getting that. So, and how do you deal with this? I got to say this to you, because we're almost out of time. Can you believe it's been an hour already?
Yeah.
Let's go. So you already know it's going to be a part 2.
Well, let's go. I'm ready.
So definitely define how you feel about men who would say you're a simp.
They don't register with me.
Exactly. You said something to me before. You say you don't have conversations like that with men. You don't do that.
What other people think about me ain't my business.
Only what you think about you. It matters. Hey, Christy. Hey, Katie. Only what you think about you matters. And that goes for men or women. What other people think about you is none of your business. You know how many women are trying to do things to make sure other people are impressed with what they do or what they have or it's a lot of work.
Well, so to that end, and this goes back to the question that I was asked earlier. Oh my God, I had so many ignorant ideologies about I'm the man of the house and this and oh my God. I cringe at just how I was operating from that thought, and I'm supposed to, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, are you kidding? Are you for real right now?
Wow.
Today, Scott would have looked at the other one like, hey, dummy, that's not what being a man is. That's not what being a husband is.
No,
Let me show you.
So, you guys, this show comes on every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And we still have about 3 minutes left before we have to clock off. So I am going to ask you this from a man's perspective. They hear mine all the time. For men who want a relationship, even though you say right now it is horrible out there right now. I would say that, I say a lot of people say that, especially when they've been out there for a while and they're like, what are these people thinking? What just happened? So much deceit and things are going on. Okay. So when you find somebody like you did with Linda and say, this is my wife, when you look at everything else, it just does not add up. It's like, my thing is, if I'd have wanted something else, I wouldn't have chose you. So my focus is going to be here. So everything else is supposed to look like a bad choice when it comes to what I have chosen. Yeah. And if you don't feel that way, I don't know what to tell you, but if you don't feel that way, I think you said this to me too. Even though we love and we feel like nobody was meant to do life alone, there are plenty of people you would say, don't marry that person.
Sure.
Don't marry that person.
Sure. I think In as brief as I can, because we got to touch on this, but it's important. Role reversal, and more for women than anything else. Women have been put in a position to take on roles that they were never meant to carry. Well, I'm the mom and the daddy.
Why he's on here? Y'all see why he's on here?
You're not the man and the woman. Stop it. You are not. When you go back and look at Timothy in the Bible, Timothy's mother put him with Paul, put him with men, so he could see what men were like. But women have been forced to carry a role that they were never meant to carry, so that when it comes to dating relationships, so while they think, well, I got to take the control and I got to pursue, I mean, let's see how that ends up for you.
Yeah. So I say we're going to need to do a part 2, and we should come with some help for people who really, I know some brothers and sisters who really, really want a relationship. And for whatever reason, from bad past experiences, she says, screaming from the rooftop, brothers, that these women were being put in a situation that they should have never had to be in because the man refused to be in that situation. That's why.
I know. I already know.
Mary said she never wanted to be the head. She was put there. Yeah. So
and men did it. I can't say we all did it, but and when the masses of the cycles of deceit and all that other stuff just keep reoccurring, at a point you got to say, you know what? But it goes to this, and I'll share just a real brief story about 2 men who work for a shoe department. And the supervisor said, hey, I'm sending you guys to Africa to go sell shoes, and I'm going to see you there for a year. Let me know what comes back. So one guy comes back and said, man, you sent me over there. Those people don't want no shoes. I didn't sell nothing. Man, it was the worst experience of my life. But the other salesman came back breaking records. He's like, man, I went over there and nobody had shoes, and I sold everybody's shoes. It all begins with your expectation. What do you expect? And when you set your expectation on what it is you want, because guess what? The word said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. We become what we think about. So the more you vibe up with what you don't want, expect to get more of it.
Yep. Our brain is very simple. It will give you what you say. It does not decipher good or bad. If you're like, I don't want to be in a relationship, your brain is going to make sure that everything around you lines up for you not to be in a relationship.
Correct.
Yeah. So anyway, I say we come back part 2 and give help for the heroes, people who are ready to champion a relationship, champion a successful relationship. And I'll say this, there is nobody perfect, but there is somebody perfect for you.
Yeah. And that's what I say. I've got a mug that says it. I may not be perfect, but I'm perfect for you. But I'd say this, if you coming, you got to come correct, because it starts with you.
And we're going to start with you next week. YOU. We're going to start with you. Well, not next week. I can't say next week. Yeah. I can just say the next time Scott and I are back here.
Sounds good.
This man is going to be on vacation with his wife. So
yeah. But whenever you're ready, I'm ready for the charge, because it's so vital. And it's 2 playbooks we're not born with. We don't have a playbook on relationships. We don't have a playbook on finances, which is a whole nother conversation. But I pray that I'm able to share something with somebody that says, you know what, I can get what I want and I can live. So, because we didn't answer the question. Yes, my wife is my soulmate. Absolutely, 100%. Am I perfect?
Let's come back and define what that is. Let's come back and define what a soulmate is and how to find them. Beautiful story. Lonzie said, Scott, she enjoyed the show. Beautiful.
Thank you, Lonzie. Thank you.
Yes. So with that being said, you guys, it's a wrap. We hate to leave because we got so much more we could say, and his heart is like mine. We want to share so that other people can find joy and pleasure in the person they choose to do life with too. So with that being said, thank you, Scott. You guys connect with him. There is spaces in here to connect with him on all his social media platforms. Connect with this brother, and we'll see him soon. He's going to go have a good time hanging out with his soulmate.
Yes.
And, with that being said, Scott, thank you for coming on and sharing.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time, and it was everything I expected, with the exception it was just too short.
I know. I told you it goes fast. We'll come back. So thank you guys for popping on, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Don't touch that dial. Just chill for a while. Keep it locked with my man Tony D. Welcome to something new, something you're not used to. It's fresh and guaranteed to bless. New Arts Global. It's a new day with a new sound. Keep it locked, you're listening to the new Arts Global. Thank God for music, new music on the radio.
What's going on, you guys? Adrian Constanary Jr. here, and I'm here to talk to you about a brand new show that we're bringing to Level Up Nation called The Herd. He earns respect daily. This is an all-men's talk show where we'll be making a lot of different topics come to light, and where all excuses will get checked at the door, but also where brotherhood will be pushed. So we'll have a lot of different things. Make sure you guys tune in, join in with the comments, and give us a couple different things. Feed into this conversation. But we're looking forward to talking with you every Sunday. Make sure you tune in with Level Up Nation. I'm Adrian Constanary, one of the co-host for The Herd, ready to talk with you.
Now rocking with the CHH, so tune in to the CHH. Yeah, this is the theme song, not an interlude. CHH with Kim and Birdie, I hope you're in the mood. For a special guest in the interviews, supporting the kingdom, and we continue to bring it to you non-stop. Yo, the show's a pop. Sunday night, 7th Century, we all in your spot. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, keep it locked. We Level Up Nation, we rising to the top. Yo, it's a Holy Ghost party, get your groove on. The KB double player, keep your move on. You can make the convertible if you groove strong. Come on and get your praise on for about an hour long. Shout out to Kim, yo, this is our song. You can check the time zone, the show's coming on. Tell your friends to tune in, we won't steer you wrong. CHH with Kim and Birdie, tap in and cheer along. You're now rocking with the CHH, so tune in to the CHH.
Hello everyone, this is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation.
We all looking for a connection, something real, something true. In a world full of broken promises, I still believe in you. Every problem, every answer, got a face, got a name.